Today we're going to talk about how to do some self massage through a C-section scar. So if you have a C-section, you'll end up with a red line down here low on the pelvis, just above the pubic bone. So we want to make sure that that scar heals appropriately, that it's not getting too tight or too thick, which then could cause abnormal tension through the abdomen as well as the back and the hips and lead to other dysfunction. And it just helps to free up this mobility here so the viscera can move appropriately and just help everything feel more comfortable. So initially, you could just start with some gentle self massage. And when it's finally perfectly closed and all the scabs are gone, all the steri strips and everything are gone, and it's just a red scar now. So usually, a couple weeks after C-section, you can just start by doing some small gentle massage with your own hand. You can do little circles over top of the scar. You can go up and down over the scar. You can go side to side, whatever feels good. If you feel an angle that you're like, oh, that's a little tight, then just spend some time working that angle and see if you can massage and get it to loosen up and free up. This is the first step, is just getting some gentle touch in. So if you can't tolerate much pressure initially, sometimes the scar can be super sensitive. You can just use your fingertips, barely touching the skin to massage instead of pushing down to massage. Just barely touch the skin and go over top of it. Or take a tissue and just gently go over top of the scar to desensitize it to touch and something that's super light and easy to move. So a tissue, a feather, a little piece of cloth or something to go over the scar to desensitize it. Now, if it's been a while and it's still really tight and you're not quite getting the work through here that you want to get, the release you want to have, this is where you can start to use some self massage tools, and cupping can be fantastic for this. So you want to get one of these little silicone cups. You can get them on Amazon, really, really cheap. Um, you want to use one of the smaller ones, but not the ones that are so small they're facial. Get some lotion first. You want to make sure it's nice and lubricated. Go ahead and bring it all the way around over the scar in lower abdomen. Take the cup. You're going to squeeze it to take some air out and then put it directly over and release, and it should kind of suction up your tissue into the cup. And then you can just gently go over top of it, side to side, all the way across. You can go up and down. You can do a little zigzag. You can do little circles. Again, play with it and see where you have the most tension, most soreness, and just focus on that area. You get a spot that's really sensitive, you can just hold it and let it suction for a little bit before you start doing anything else. Um, if you feel like you need more suction, go ahead and just squeeze a little tighter to get more suction, and it'll pull more skin up. So you can play with how aggressive you want it to be with more or less tension. If you want it to be a little lighter, just squeeze a tiny bit before you suction it on. You want to have the lotion there so you can slide it. This is where you get a lot of benefit, is where you actually get to move the cup around on the skin. So you need something to give you a little lubrication. So some lotion works really well. And just work it all the way through the tissues. You can go through more of the abdomen too. If you're following a path of tightness, you can go all the way up and go through your abdominal muscles. But really, what we're going to emphasize is just going over top of that C-section scar itself and making sure you have good mobility all directions and it's loosening up.